Okay, welcome back to another episode of Boxing Docs. First and foremost, I want something to be known and very clear. The article that you are about to hear is not of my own opinion. I did not write this article. I have no say so in what is said or what is wrote in it. The purpose of reading this article to you is to let you know that the feelings about Canelo Alvarez, about not fighting the best and giving people shabby fights, is a universal feeling. It's not a feeling that's just shared by me or just shared by a specific group of people. It's worldwide and it's boxing wide. So please pay close attention. I will leave the link to this article in the description box. I advise you to go read it for yourself because it is a good article. But please listen and pay attention to what is said about Canelo Alvarez and tell me if it has not been echoing the videos and the statements that I have been saying this entire time.
The news of Canelo Alvarez negotiating a fight with Callum Smith for December 18th/19th has many fans unhappy, given that they were looking forward to the former Golden Boy promoted star to face Caleb Plant next. For the American boxing fans and the knowledgeable hardcore fans that know the sport, they understand that Plant, 20-0, 12 KOs, was the far more risky fight for Canelo, who struggles against fighters with skills. Plant is like a tall version of Floyd Mayweather Jr., and Canelo would find himself against a formidable foe capable of dominating him in the same way that Money did in 2013. Mayweather gave Canelo a boxing lesson, as did Erislandy Lara. It's agreed that Plant can do the same thing to Canelo as Lara and Mayweather did. That's why it's not surprising that Canelo is no longer in negotiations with Plant for a fight in December, but it's also disappointing for the fans. In an odd move, Canelo, January 2nd, 53, 36 KOs, is now turned his attention to the arguably easier fight against WBA super middleweight champion Callum Smith, 27-0, 19 KOs. It's a strange move for Canelo because he just left DAZN last week after his lawsuit with them ended. Canelo is no longer signed with the streaming giant DAZN, and he also left Golden Boy. Caleb Plant, Callum Smith, Canelo Alvarez. The news of Canelo Alvarez negotiating a fight with Callum Smith for December 18th/19th has many fans unhappy, given that they were looking forward to the former Golden Boy promoted star to face Caleb Plant next. Now that Canelo is a free agent, he can work with DAZN as his own boss, which is good for him. So all the fights that Canelo wanted to take while with DAZN, he can now set up. Callum Smith is obviously one of them, and it'll be interesting to see if fights against Avni Yildirim and Billy Joe Saunders will soon follow. Just spoke to Eddie Hearn. He tells The Athletic that talks are ongoing toward a potential super middleweight title fight between Canelo Alvarez and Callum Smith in December on DAZN. No agreement yet, but optimism something can be struck soon, said Mike Coppinger. While the casual boxing fans are excited about seeing Canelo fight Callum Smith, the more knowledgeable fans see this as a mismatch and Rocky Fielding type of fight. Callum has good power and size, but like Fielding, he no inside game. If you watch how John Ryder was able to stymie Callum's offense and batter him on the inside last November, it's easy to see why Canelo picked him as his December opponent rather than Caleb Plant. In terms of inside fighting ability, Callum is as good as Fielding. In other words, he has zero ability to fight on the inside. You got to give Canelo credit for having eagle eyes to spot how weak and flawed Callum Smith is. The casuals, who didn't see Callum's last fight against Ryder, are applauding Canelo for choosing to fight the tall British fighter, but they don't realize how he's a monstrous step down from Caleb Plant.
Once again, not my words. Links in the description box. You can go read it for yourself. Now, isn't that a perfect mirror reflection of everything that I have been saying? But, people call me a hater. And it just never dawned upon them that I'm just a fan of boxing. I don't have a problem being honest with anybody that laces up a pair of gloves. Don't got a problem with it. Never have. And never will. Okay? But the interesting thing that was said amongst many things said, like I said, link in description, please go read it, is how they said Canelo Alvarez has a eagle eye for spotting weak opposition. Wait, pause. Isn't that the same thing I've been saying? Isn't that the same thing everybody else has been saying? Cherry picking on an elite level? Isn't that what everybody's been saying? So how could these guys fix their mouth to say somebody talking about Canelo is anything other than the fucking truth? The problem is you have a lot of people out here, content creators alike, who do not hold Canelo responsible for any fucking thing. Instead, what they do is try to cover up his ducking, tell you somehow he's achieving some kind of greatness, and everybody else is chasing bums. Okay? These are content creators. The biggest fanboys that they is in the world. Okay? So don't bring these people garbage ass excuse, garbage ass propaganda, because I'll shoot that shit up like a grater. You know, straight up. Fake boxing people, fake boxing, fanboy excuses, fanboy content, fanboy dialogue cannot survive over here in the land of the real. It cannot survive. This is why you get mad. This is why people got a problem with certain people telling the truth. You know, I don't slap on a bulletproof vest for any fucking fighter. And you see, they're quick to tell you, Caleb Plant's the reason why this fight is not happening, this, that. First of all, that's not even something that I'm going to defend. You want to know why? Because I told you this shit was going to happen before it happened. So when shit like this happens, you can't escape out the back door. I told you it was bullshit. I told you that this shit was going to fall apart. I told you it was just a smoke screen. Now it's time for me to reveal the rest. All right? Now, they didn't already told you that there's nothing submitted for even Callum Smith. Let me tell you what they're doing. They're going to try to pretend like they're trying to get some serious fight. Callum Smith is not even fucking one of them. So let's not even get started there. But they're going to try to pretend like they trying to get some serious fights. Peep this, listen closely. In order to cherry pick, to pick a lesser opponent. Then they're going to turn around and say to you, we tried to fight this person, but it wasn't enough time. We tried to fight that person, but they didn't enough time. So now all he has left is this, and we got to fight this person. You know how I know? Because I've watched him do it year after fucking year. I got his pattern down packed. Period. You can't fool Bruce in this shit. And if you ask me, listening and reading this article right here, you would swear these people be listening to our shit. Because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who went out there on a limb and say, Caleb Plant will beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez. It will be Mayweather Canelo Part 2. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that went out on the limb and said that shit. I'm almost positive. So when I hear shit like this is how I know real boxing fans fuck with real fucking boxing fans. You know? This is how I know, because this is how we speak and this is how we sound. And we'll write articles like this. This is how I know whoever wrote this article, their ears to the ground. And I bet you 9 times out of 10, if you're a real fucking box fan, hardcore, you know exactly who the fuck Bruce Vane is. You know exactly who I am. I don't care if I had 3 subscribers. You know exactly who I am. Period. But nonetheless, you know, I just had to put that out there for y'all to show y'all that this is universal. It's not just Bruce's opinion on Canelo Alvarez. It's not just one demographic's opinion on Canelo Alvarez or these people over here or these people over there. The only difference is fanboys don't like real fans. That's really what it's about. Fanboys do not like real fans. You know? And how can you test if you on a thorough fucking channel? A lot of y'all ask me like, Bruce, how do we know? Well, I'm going to put it like this. Use me for an example. Okay? Anybody who I've ever shitted on, I have also complimented on. And anybody who you think or believe, or the content creator has shown you that they favor, go and check and see had they ever held a critical tongue to that fighter. That's one of the ways that you can tell. Anybody that people ever say that I've ever fanboyed for, you can find a video of me getting in their ass. Because nobody is perfect. Nobody does everything right all the time. Just like some of you guys come to my channel, you don't like every single fucking video. You might like majority of them, or you might just like half of them. But you're not going to like every fucking video I make, regardless if you the biggest Bruce Wayne fan there is out there. You're not going to like every fucking thing that I do. So rightfully, you're going to be critical and say, hey, Bruce, I don't agree with you here on this. You know what I'm saying? I usually agree with all your content, but I don't agree with this right here, because you're not supposed to. You are individual. You are a human. You have an opinion. You have your own eyes, your own brain, your own ears. You're not supposed to. So you guys keep asking me. That's one of the ways that you can tell. Have they ever been critical of the fighter that they obviously fanboy for? Ever? No? Then you fucking with a fanboy channel. And a lot of you know it. You just don't care. Just don't bring those weak ass, fanboy ass excuses over fucking here, because it don't fly. Okay? And if you think you got somebody who can rival me, send their bitch ass my way. Okay? And I will break their ass down like a folding chair and send them right back. Bruce Wayne, I'm out.